Audi A3 hatchback 2013-2020. Desirability isn't a word that looms large when you buy a family hatchback. Practicality and reliability are usually the only qualities you can fairly expect. The first two Audi A3s were indeed practical and reliable, but this third-generation model added the driving pleasure and comfort levels that make this a premium car that's highly desirable too. It was a lighter, stronger and more efficient car than its predecessors, and a much better one in nearly every area. Shortly after its launch in 2013, it won What Car's overall Car of the Year award, and in its last full year on sale, 2020, it was our overall used car of the year. That success wasn't surprising. While the A3 was based on the same underpinnings as the Volkswagen Golf and Skoda Octavia, both more everyday Volkswagen Group cars, it carried with it an air of quality and an upmarket appeal that they couldn't match. Better still, it offered a wide range of impressive engines. The petrols included an entry-level 103 bhp 1.2-liter, a 123 bhp 1.4-liter unit, a 178 bhp 1.8 and a 148 bhp 1.4-liter that could automatically shut off two of its four cylinders at a cruise to save fuel. Diesels included a 103 bhp 1.6 TDI and 148 bhp and 181 bhp versions of a 2.0 TDI. There was even a plug-in hybrid, the A3 Sportback e-tron, which mixed a smooth 1.4-liter petrol engine with electric power. You could also choose the sporty 296 bhp 2-liter S3 model or the fire-breathing, range-topping, super-sporting 394 bhp 2.5-liter turbo version, the Audi RS3. In 2016, the A3 was facelifted with a refreshed look, some engine updates and the option of a new digital instrument display. It also received a number of new safety systems, including a semi-autonomous traffic jam assist function. A sweet and lively 1-liter 3-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine was added to the range, effectively replacing the earlier 1.2-liter unit. The facelift also meant the popular 1.4 TFSI 150 petrol engine was replaced by a more efficient 1.5-liter TFSI unit, and the turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder engine in the Audi A3 gained an extra 10 bhp, taking it to 306 bhp. At its original launch, the A3 was available in a choice of three trims: SE, Sport and S-Line. An SE Technic trim was added to the range soon afterwards, and in later versions it replaced SE as the entry-level trim. Over the years, there have been a number of limited editions and special trims with various cosmetic and equipment upgrades, most notably the Black Edition. If you opt for an earlier SE A3, you'll get 16-inch alloys, xenon headlights, cruise control, rear parking sensors and auto lights and wipers fitted as standard. Inside there is air conditioning, an auto-dimming rear-view mirror and Audi's MMI infotainment system, with a 7-inch display, a DAB radio, Bluetooth and USB connectivity, plus a smartphone integration. Upgrading to the SE Technic trim added sat-nav and a 3-month trial to Audi's online connected services. Sport trim gains 17-inch alloy wheels, dual-zone climate control, front sports seats and touches of aluminum, while S-Line cars get LED headlights, a sporty body kit, lowered and firmed-up suspension, ambient interior LED lighting, part leather upholstery, and 18-inch alloys. Topping the standard range is the Black Edition models, which get fancy 18-inch alloys, an improved audio system, and lots of gloss black interior styling. On the road, you'll find that every version, no matter what its age, it's great to drive. The 1.4 TFSI was smooth and powerful and reasonably economical. The replacement 1.5 badged in later cars is the 35 TFSI, balanced strong, flexible performance across the rev range with decent economy. Of the diesels, the 114 bhp 1.6-liter engine, later called the 30 TDI, provides solid pace and makes for relaxed progress. The 148 bhp 2-liter engine, badged as the 35 TDI, pulls harder across the rev range, and the more powerful 187 bhp 2-liter, called 40 TDI, is useful if you need even more oomph. The 6-speed manual and the automatic gearbox option both shift cogs effortlessly and smoothly. You still have to be careful when choosing which one to buy though, because the S-Line models have larger wheels and firmer suspension that can make the ride too fidgety, although some will have been specified with the regular dynamic suspension, which is the more forgiving setup. The firmer suspension does help the A3 stay even more upright through tight twists and turns, but the handling benefits are small and because of the degradation in ride quality. We'd stick with the softer dynamic suspension for the sweetest ride and handling compromise. Overall though, this is an impressively refined car that's also supremely agile and a pleasure to drive, with precise steering and sure-footed handling. It'll change direction with more zeal than, say, a Golf or Skoda Octavia. There's buckets of grip and body roll is kept neatly in check. It's really only the Ford Focus that offers keen drivers more fun, especially in its latest version. There are also four-wheel drive variants, badged Quattro, for added traction and slippery conditions. Inside, the A3 is spacious and practical, either in 3-door or 5-door sportback guise, and it has a beautifully made interior that's more than practical enough for the needs of most families. The driving position is spot on. There's more than enough leg and shoulder room for a couple of tall laddles up front, and even 6-footers should be reasonably happy with the amount of leg and headroom available. The Audi A3's boot has almost exactly the same amount of space as the Mercedes A-Class, and both can fit up to 6 carry-on suitcases. While that's pretty decent for the class, it's miles away from the class champion, the Skoda Octavia, which can take 11. It's also worth noting that Quattro 4-wheel drive models suffer a 40-liter reduction in boot space because of the extra oily boots underneath. It's fair to say that the A3 is so good that desirably might be its only problem. Demand on the used car market is high. The A3 wasn't a cheap car to buy new. It was certainly more expensive than the Golf and Ford Focus, but it's actually very good value compared with premium rivals such as the BMW 1 Series and Mercedes A-Class. It's worth looking out for a facelifted A3 for its improved equipment levels as well as the minor updates to the interior and exterior. Not all versions of the A3 came with parking sensors, so check the bumpers and body panels for dents and scratches. Also watch out for poor quality paint repairs, because any substandard work will void the bodywork warranty and could lead to potential rust problems. S-Line models came with low-profile tires and bigger alloy wheels that are more susceptible to curb damage, so watch out for any scrapes on the wheels. They can be expensive to repair and could indicate future tracking issues. If the fit and finish of a used car is your primary concern, the A3 deserves to be at the top of your shopping list. Some owners of early examples noticed the retractable central screen creaking as it motored in and out the dashboard, but there have been few other issues reported. On certain A3s produced between the 1st of August 2017 and the 31st of August 2017, there was an issue with the rear hub carrier not being manufactured to the correct standard. In extreme circumstances, the car could lose a rear wheel. A recall was issued to replace the carriers on affected cars. Vehicles produced between the 30th of June 2014 and the 15th of November 2014 had to have their passenger side airbag module replaced because of faulty weld on the gas generator inside. In extreme circumstances, internal components could break off, enter the interior and cause injury. Poor wheels attaching the rear headrest to the rear backrest of some A3 manufactured between the 20th of May 2018 and the 2nd of September 2018 posed a safety issue. Affected cars had to have the whole backrest replaced, so check with your dealer that this has been done. All diesel models will come equipped with a diesel particulate filter, DPF, that's designed to trap soot from the exhaust, then burn it off later. If the DPF light comes on, you must take the vehicle on a longer drive at a higher speed to clear the filter. The Audi A3 reliability depends on which engine it has. In last year's What Car Reliability Survey, petrol models finished lower down the ranking in 17th place, but diesel models managed to climb up to the lofty heights of second, just behind the Hyundai i30. In the latest survey, the A3 finished in 18th place out of 24 cars in the family car class. Audi as a brand finished 22nd out of 31 manufacturers in our most recent reliability survey. The A3's tried and tested major components are shared with Seat, Skoda and Volkswagen models. So it should be easy to source the parts, and if you seek out a trusted independent dealer, it is not unduly expensive to repair. Whether to choose petrol or diesel power depends largely on how high your annual mileage is and how you will be using the car. On the whole, we prefer the smoothest of the petrols, notably the 148 bhp 1.4-liter TFSI if we were buying an older car, or the 1.5-liter engine if we were looking at a later one. We'd recommend Sport Trim. This gets you a host of extra kit, including dual-zone climate control, sports seats, and bigger 17-inch wheels. Our favorite Audi A3, 1.4 TFSI 150 Sport. Well, if you are the owner of this car, then please describe the problem that you had to face during the operation of the car. Perhaps it is your feedback that will help viewers when choosing a car. That's it for today. Thanks everyone for attention. It isn't much work for you to subscribe to the channel. See you soon.